Ooh.
Get rid of it. What is that?
It's a little beetle.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can feel it crawl. Oh, that's creepy. Pew!
Hi, I'm Nura.
Hi, I'm Aqil.
And welcome back. It's been a very long time.
For whatever reason, the making of this video has so many things.
Yeah.
Missing segments, record buttons not working, bad lighting.
He got a haircut too.
I also got a haircut.
Anyway, thank you so much for all the love on our first video. We got so many suggestions on what to do next, and one of them was to do a video talking about tips for a long distance relationship.
So here are 4 tips that we've learned that will hopefully help you survive your own long distance relationship.
Tip number 1. So one of the frustrations that you're going to have to deal with is not knowing when you're going to see your partner again. For example, Aqil and I got engaged last year, February, and we genuinely thought we were only going to see each other this year, May, around the wedding time. And we were okay with that because we had the conversation. We didn't have unrealistic expectations of both of us coming to visit each other in the middle. But luckily, we were able to see each other again in June last year as well as December last year. But yeah, definitely have that conversation with your partner and just be sure that you're both on the same page, because there could be so many things that could stop you from seeing your partner, whether it's financial or work or anything like that. So have that conversation.
And I think about dealing with the frustration is having a mindset of, once you have kind of set an estimate date on when you will see your partner, don't focus on how long until that time. Focus on the fact that all you need to do is make it through day 1. Make it through day 1, make it through day 2. So just focus on completing each day until you get to the point, because you will get to that point. Time will pass. Just don't get overwhelmed with how much time there is until you get to see them. So as with any couple, especially a long distance couple, you will fight. And it will never be fun. It will sometimes not be pretty. You will be childish. You will be petty. But what's important is to try and deal with the fight properly. Now, myself, personally, I don't always do this. I know that. I have a tendency to climb up and not say anything and just stew and brew on whatever issues are bugging me instead of talking to Nura. And that's very bad because I'm not communicating what's on my mind. And a lot of times, it's not that I don't want to communicate what's on my mind, it's that arguing for me is a very difficult and painful thing to go through. And so I just end up becoming very quickly overwhelmed and just shutting down emotionally, or just not wanting to engage in the argument.
Yeah, so a lot of people think that Aqil and I don't fight, but we do actually have our moments. But I think we get through it relatively quickly because we've really prioritized communicating. Rather, I have.
Prioritize communicating when the times are good. And as soon as you start arguing, I just get like, no, I don't want to do it. I don't want to talk about this.
Aqil has a tendency to kind of just like want to skip past the argument and get back to how things were, which is really different from my approach because we had an argument, so clearly something is bothering us, and I'd rather very much talk about it and get to the bottom of it so we don't have to go through it again. I know a lot of people would rather just be happy all the time, but when you guys have an argument, it is really important to talk about what caused the argument, and in order not to do it again in the future. Because when you sweep it under the rug, it's still there, it's just under the rug.
It's not there anymore.
You need to clean it out.
There's no such thing as object permanence. It's gone. Khalas.
No. Tip number 2.
So a second tip for you is to figure out your long distance love language. And the reason why Nura and I have decided we wanted to specify long distance love language is because it may have to differ from what comes most naturally to you. For example, for me, one of the things I like to do for Nura is to show my affection is to cook for her. Now very clearly, me being in Boston and her being in London, it is not a good idea to make a scrambled eggs or roast chicken and try to ship it to London. So I've had to kind of take a step back and reevaluate how I can show my affection to Nura that doesn't involve mold growing on it.
Can you not?
One thing you can do for your partner, and I've had a couple of my friends who are also in long distance relationships tell me, is that, and Nura has mentioned, is that they miss the smell of their partner, especially if you have a tendency to wear the same perfume or cologne. That smell, scents are very strong memory joggers. So having something that smells like your partner can be a very comforting reminder of your partner. One thing you can do is you can spray a postcard or a letter with your perfume, put it in an envelope and mail it, and that way your partner has a cute little love note and something that smells like you.
I would definitely recommend going through the different love languages and understanding them and figuring out which one you are and which one your partner is, just so you can show your affection a lot better. Yeah, saying I love you every day is great, but sometimes there needs to be a little bit more. Tip number 3. Spend quality time together. Whether it's sparing an hour in the morning, afternoon or evening to talk to your partner, it's very important to make that time to speak to them and, talk about your day, talk about your worries, talk about everything together.
Even if you can only spare 5 minutes, in a busy day, and I have had days like that, that's okay. But still make that time. Preferably a video call is always best, but if you can't, an audio call is good too, as long as it's more than just a message or an email kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
So one thing you can do to spend quality time with your partner is to play games together. If you have the same console and the same game that can do multiplayer, that's perfect. But if you don't, there are apps that can do it. One app that Nura and I have been using, and shout out to my brother and his girlfriend for introducing it to us, is an app called Plato, like the philosopher, Plato. And it's an app that has a bunch of its own versions of popular games like Monopoly, and you add your partner as a friend or add your friends and you can play private games together.
Another thing that we've been doing, especially during this quarantine period, is we've watched so many Netflix shows together, and we've been using this Chrome extension called Netflix Party, which allows you to basically watch the same Netflix show in real time together, and there's like a little chat box, or you can just video call at the same time. But yeah, we've watched so many shows.
I feel like we've finished at least like 5 Korean shows.
Not 5 Korean, we've watched so many just like shows in general.
Another small detail that's very important is talking about details about each other's day. Not only will this help you feel closer, but it'll also help you do nice little things. Like for example, let's say Nura drops in casually in the conversation that she has a deadline coming up for a project. I can ask her down the line, like, hey, how's the project coming along? And these are sweet little things that show that you're paying attention, show that you're listening to what they're saying.
Also remember to tell them details such as names, just because it really does make them feel like they're there with you. So for example, if I was telling Aqil a story about my coworker or my friend, I would make sure to tell them the name as well, just so he is familiar with the people in my life as well, and he's not just like kind of this separate entity. So yeah, I think those little details definitely make a very big difference.
And also cute things you see in your day, like the wild turkeys in my neighborhood.
Yeah, he has wild turkeys in his neighborhood.
There is video and photo evidence.
Tip number 4.
So, 4th tip for today is to make time for yourselves. It's a bit of a deviation, but Nura and I have found that making time for yourselves, for your passions, for your hobbies, really does help the relationship. One aspect it does help in is that it gives you something cool to talk about. For example, I like photography. So experimenting with photography, getting this new ring light for this video, I learn new things, I talk to Nura about them, and Nura gets to see me geek out over little things that I enjoy. Nura loves napping, and she'll always tell me the quality of her naps on a scale of 10, usually like a 12.
That's such a lie. I've never rated mine. They're all a 10. They're all a 10. There's even this one time where my friends messaged Aqil asking him if I was okay because they couldn't get in touch with me, and then Aqil was like, No, it's okay. She just napped. I took like a 4-hour nap that day.
It's a nap. It's a sleep.
Oh, yeah. It is definitely important to take care of yourself and do the things that you love, whether it's napping or going for a show and taking photographs. When you do these things, it allows, firstly, it's a conversation for when you catch up with your partner, but also it's a form of self-care. Doing the things that you love and taking care of yourself first does allow you to be happy in the relationship as well.
Long distance relationship inherently locks you to a room with internet and a device. But you being miles and miles apart, inevitably you will have your own social circles, and it is important to go and socialize with actual people in real life. So taking that time out for yourself does give you the opportunity to go out and socialize with real people.
Yeah, being in a relationship is really fun. It is really nice, even if it is a long distance relationship. Don't forget about the people that are in your life with you in your space, whether it's your friends, your parents, your siblings. Definitely take the time to spend time with them as well. So those were our 4 tips for you when dealing with a long distance relationship, but also if you're just in a relationship, we really hope these help you too.
Yeah, most of them are pretty applicable even to a regular relationship. So please like our video if you liked it. If you didn't like it, we don't care, just give us a like. Subscribe to us. Subscribe to us for more videos like this, and tell us down below in the comments your own love story. We'd love to read through some of your own love stories, be it long distance or not.
Okay, bye!
Man, long distance sucks.
Yeah, but don't tell them that.